Hello Fly Nation and welcome to the Freestyle Your Life podcast, the one and only podcast inspiring you to live your authentic greatness while teaching you that less is more. I'm your host, Erneste Kaller-Zimmermann, and I'm on my mission to help you to be the hero you were meant to be and to live what you came for in life and in business. Remember, the quest we came here for is to discover our true nature, explore our potential and share it by living. Hello Fly Nation, welcome to your number one channel to get free, valuable and consistent content on authenticity and self-mastery to consume on the go. Among all subscribers, I randomly pick the Fly winner, those who dedicate their life to being their own authentic self-expert. The winners' names are announced on the next Fly shows. I'm so happy to announce the Fly winner of April 2019. Congratulations to Ed Squire. Knowing Ed personally, I can say that Ed is such a wonderful person who truly dedicated his life to being his own authentic self-expert. He shows up totally authentic and skipped wearing masks. I'm so proud of you, my friend. And now I'm thrilled to present you my today's expert and keynote speaker, Daniel Gomez, on episode number 8. Daniel reveals how instead of beating yourself up, you can be the leader of your own destiny. Daniel is a dynamic motivational keynote speaker with 14 years of experience in the arena of leadership development, team building, sales mastery, and confidence coaching. He's the international best-selling author of the book You Were Born to Fly, a book written to inspire and give people the high-performance habits and confidence needed to be leaders of their own destiny. With the Finding Your Inner Beauty Women's Conference, he and his wife want to raise breast cancer awareness. This event was created to bring emotional healing and encouragement to all the families impacted by breast cancer. It's going to be an impactful day of inspiration and new beginnings in San Antonio, Texas on October 5th, 2019. Now let's jump right into the interview with Daniel.
All right. How you doing this morning?
That's great. It's already afternoon, 3 o'clock here, Daniel.
3 o'clock over there?
Yeah, it's because we're in different time zones. For you,
You're
it's
like...
morning, so you're just refreshed and everything, right? And me, I'm in the middle of the day. Well, how is it going, Daniel?
It's going great this morning. Woke up early, went to the, I like to read a little bit in the morning, so I read. Went to the gym, and I was like, to my wife, I got to get back. Hurry up, I got at 9 o'clock. So she's like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, but just right into it because Daniel is teaching high performance success principles, right? And
yes.
That's how we behave doing this, reading in the morning, meditating, doing some relaxing and stretching, and yeah. You're performing just do what you preach, right?
Yes.
Well,
how are you this morning?
I'm great. Well, I'm in the middle of the day. I have another interview coming on later, and we have an event coming, Bee Gees cover band coming to town tonight. And I love the Bee Gees and Saturday Night Fever, so that was my time, right? And they are a cover band, but really good. So after I'm done with the 2 interviews, I just go enjoy myself tonight. So
awesome.
That's a fucking great day.
So where are you at? Where are you?
I'm nearby Frankfurt.
Frankfurt?
Yes.
That's Germany then, right?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I have to say you speak very good English, so awesome.
Thank you. I was worried to do everything here on the podcast in English because, of course, I'm not a native speaker. I think I can speak
quite well, but still I'm not native, of course, right? So sometimes I'm just missing a word, or the grammarly will not be exactly. But I think the listeners will like the funny way how I do it and the authentic way, right? So I'm the authentic girl, and I don't want my experts to be too much put in a box. So I just let the flow come in, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it. You can't even tell sometimes. So I'm going to give you this coaching tip. Don't make it bigger than what it is.
Yes. So let me introduce you for a second to Fly Nation. So my dear Fly Nation, today I'm so honored to have Daniel Gomez with me here, and please help me welcome. He's a motivational keynote speaker, and he's also a best-selling author. You will tell us about your book, We Were Born to Fly. So to fly is perfect for Fly Nation, right? So yes. I was smiling in that. So you will tell us something, and you're so grateful, and put in one of your books in the lottery box. So my winners can always win prizes.
Yes,
myself and of my wonderful experts. So I always want everybody to win, right? So I want my listeners to win prizes and to get great content. And I'm putting everything in examples and in really heroic life journeys and stories from my experts. And I want you to win. And so I'm winning when you are here. So that's perfect. I love that.
Well, good morning. I'm going to say good morning, but I know where you're at is good afternoon. But thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be on your show, and I'm excited just to add some value so we can get just one idea that your listeners can take away with it and move on for the day. They're flying higher.
Yes, it's so great. So, you can tell us a little bit about the book, We Were Born to Fly, and you'll have an event coming up.
Yes.
In San Antonio in October. So this event is called Finding Your Inner Beauty. So maybe you share some thoughts about that. And we both are fan of being authentic, right?
Yes.
And in my opinion, it's all about how we react to whatever happens, right? So you experience struggles as well as I did, and our listeners too, they experience that. So it all depends on how we react on things and on our expectation how things go, right? So, for example, if I have the expectation, with Daniel, I don't know about the interview, then the chance that it will not be good or great are much higher, right? So I just go into it and, Daniel's on air today here. And your interview will air, let me say this, on the 7th of May, because we are now in the pre-launch, in the launch phase.
Okay.
And the kickoff is on the 18th of April with Corey.
Awesome. Yes.
And because he's a book colleague to mine, and he's also a podcaster, and I just love this guy. He's fantastic. And so plenty of the other icons are coming up. And you are episode 8 on the 7th of May.
Well, thank you so much.
That's great stuff coming up here.
Yes.
So, Daniel, please share a little bit about the book and the event, and what inspires you to do what you do. Because you're busy. I'm, of course, following you, and you're all over the place, and had some struggles with the health of your spouse, and
Yes, well, I think with my book, as a matter of fact, I have a copy right here, You Were Born to Fly. When I took this picture, I had no idea what I was going to use this picture for. I went to a John Maxwell conference, and they were there like, you want to take some headshots? And I was like, well, I have a couple already. I ended up saying, you know what, let me just take the pictures. The professional photographer is here. Why not? So when I bought the pictures, that picture stood out to me. There was about 50 pictures that they sent. I was like, it's kind of quirky, kind of like a little fun picture. And when my publisher was like, well, what picture do you want to use? I said, I have 3 in mind, and that was the first one that came to mind. And I say that because most of us, as we start our journey in entrepreneurship, or we start our journey in life to find our purpose, we don't know. We're so scared. We want everything to be perfect, and it's not going to be perfect.
Yes.
But as you take a step forward, everything falls in place.
Yeah.
So when I started doing my book, it's like, you know what? I have a picture. It was already there, but if I would have never invested within myself, I wouldn't have had the picture. Mm-hmm. So I want to tell your listeners, don't be scared to invest in yourself. I think that's one of the main things that keep us from being successful in our personal and our business life is we don't invest in who we are.
Yeah. And so glad you bring that up.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And you have to invest in who you are. Because if you don't invest, if you're a mother, even if you're a mother, stay-at-home mother, you got to invest in who you are and love yourself. That way you can give your love to the kids. If you're a father, you got to invest in yourself to give your love to the wife and to the family. And that's a main ingredient that's missing in a lot of individuals is they don't invest in who they are. And because when we grow up, we're a product of our environment. We have the ideas, our thought process, we have all that. And we wonder why our lives don't change. And it's like because you're still thinking the same way your mom thought, your grandma thought, your grandfather thought. And, you don't change what's the word? You don't change
the mindset.
The mindsets as you're going through life. And then you look at your child. I've seen so many parents like go in there and do business coaching or just confidence life coaching. And it's like they're mad at their children. I'm like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yes. I think sometimes we have a little bit time delay here in hearing you. I just wonder why that comes.
I'm not sure. It might just be it just might be the internet. I'm not.
Yeah.
So the thing is, in my book, when I wrote my book, You Were Born to Fly, everything lined up because I took action. And I never thought, if you would have asked me a year and a half ago, I was going to have a bestseller on Amazon, I would have never believed it. But what I love about the book is I wrote it myself. I never thought I could write every single word in there. But when you take one little action step every single day to your life that you want, to the future that you want, to the career that you want, to the business that you want, if you're an entrepreneur, whatever it may be, just take one little step every single day. Yeah. And inch by inch, you're going to get there. You're going to arrive at it. So I love the book because it really talks about self-leadership. It talks about leading yourself and building up the principles within your heart, within your mind, within your soul to really just go out there and because you were born to fly, we were born for greatness. Mm-hmm. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about a 2-year-old child. Mm-hmm. A 2-year-old child is full of enthusiasm, they're full of joy, and they're persistent. Yeah. And because think about this. Here in Texas, we have a grocery store called HEB. So when you go to the grocery store and you see a 2-year-old child and say they want a lollipop, well, they say, I want a lollipop. No, I don't want a lollipop. And the parents are going to say no. Well, think about this. How many times does that child say, I want a lollipop? Yeah. Not once, not twice, maybe 20 times. They don't know.
Yeah. Until they get it.
Yes. They're actually the best salespeople they are in the world. I mean, they're the best salespeople.
Totally. Because they are not afraid of being ashamed or whatever, right? They just don't know about it. That's what I also say. We should become children again, right? Yes. Because our inner child wants to play.
Yes, exactly. But as we go through life, we get beat up. We start getting opinions of ourselves. We start getting opinions of other people. And then we start to judge other people. And then it starts to limit the life that we live. Yeah. Right? Because you think about it, as you grow and when you go from 2 to say even 5 years old, when you go to the playground, you play with everybody. You don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Mexican. You don't care. Right. You interact. Right. But then we lose that innocence because we're taught and the beliefs that we have from our family or from the people that we associate with as a child.
Yes.
Oh, we can't do that. Oh, we can't do that. And next thing you know, you stun your growth because you start to form these ideas of what life is. Mm-hmm. And in reality, it shouldn't be that way because we weren't created. We weren't created to have limitations in our thinking, in our speaking, and who we are. We're not, but we start to create these limitations. So all of a sudden, you get to that adolescence age, and you have, okay, well, if you don't have this clothes, you're not cool. When you go to this school, you're not cool. If you don't hang around with these people, you're not cool. And it's like all this judgment starts in your brain.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Yes, it's all bullshit. And the thing is, by the time we hit young adulthood and adulthood, it cuts off that potential that we have inside of us to be all that we were created to be. Right. Because we start to, instead of just going for it like that child, right? I want a lollipop. You're not going to give up. You're going to be free like a child. You don't care who you're playing with. By the time you're 5, you just want to play, have fun, and be on the monkey bar.
Just going for it. Yes, I'm so glad you bring that up, Daniel, because I'm one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing here is because I truly believe we have to become authentic ourselves. So come back to the inspired child and just not worrying, just going for things and asking and everything, right? And what we became through evolution and through our childhood and school teaching and everything is we ended up in procrastination, right? Because we are afraid what might be happening and we're living other people's lives.
Yes.
How can you be happy? Never, ever possible if you keep on living other people's life. By the meaning is I cannot do this, I cannot do that. What will he say? What will she say? Sorry, fuck it.
You know what I call
those?
To
be clear, right? So
you know what I call those? I call those OPOs. OPOs are other people's opinions.
Yes. Exactly.
We worry more about OPOs than we worry about our own opinion.
Right. And we all came here and yearn to be ourselves, authentic, to be who we are, right? So we have to find back to ourselves, and then we just have to enjoy life by being ourselves. But this is a process, a long transformational process to get there. Of course, I totally understand. But that's why we are here, to inspire people for free on the talk here. And I know you are traveling around all the days there just to motivate and inspire people to take action and just be yourself. That's why we are preaching what we are preaching here, and we go by own example. We live it, right? We are not only preaching it, but we live it day by day.
Because this is what a lot of people ask themselves. They ask themselves, what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? Right? I want you to change that what if it doesn't work to what if it does work? What if it works?
Right.
What if it works?
Right.
But if you don't put yourself in that opportunity, if you don't give yourself that chance, how do you know? You have to just, what if it works? What if it works? And next thing you know, you have $1 million idea or $500,000 idea and your life changes like that. And I say that because you brought up the conference, the women's conference. And when my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, and we've been going through our journey for almost 2 years now.
Yeah,
I really felt that intuition in my heart that we need to do a conference, and I was like, I don't want to do a conference. So last year I did a leadership conference, and it went really well. I was thankful to God for it, but I really felt like I needed to do a women's conference, and I'm like, what do I said, first of all, do I want to do this? And I kind of ignored the idea. But it wouldn't leave me. I was carrying this within my soul, within my heart. And once I made the decision to do it, everything opened up. Everything opened up. I met this other lady that helped me kind of get my idea for the nonprofit. So now I would never thought I would have had a nonprofit. But the beauty of it is, like I said, inch by inch, as you continue to step forward, every single day, little by little by little, opportunities open up, and you start attracting the people, the ideas, the situations that you need to make it happen. Right. And now it's like I'm about 30% away from completing my nonprofit, which is, I'm grateful to God for that. And I already have 6 speakers lined up for it. And it's just,
It's amazing. Yeah.
All of this,
Everything comes in the go, right? So what if it happens? Yes, but because at the point our listeners might be at the moment, right? They realize not everything is working out perfectly out there. Or with us, we still have our challenges, and I still have my coaches and get inspired by Darren Hardy or Brendan Burchard. These are my two high performance coaches. So I think we're never perfect, right? But we did a lot to transform ourselves, and that's what we offer here, right? By the personal stories. So, because I know the struggle with your wife there, and I had breast cancer myself, so I was feeling it totally there in that situation, really.
So are you cancer free now?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, but
awesome.
I got operated on that with the laser. I got shot in the breast twice, and this is the worst. I have gone through 18 operations, but this one, to shoot into here on the left side where the heart is, that was the worst of all. Yeah, but just...
well, the good thing is you're here.
Talking about me, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
But once you have get diagnosed with cancer, of course it's shocking, right? And but the better your expectations about coming out of that, right, will be, the better chance you have to come out of it and survive.
Yes.
Yeah. Because of course it's shocking, but if you beat yourself up, and I just could read it on your Facebook page, who's beating you up? Yeah, maybe sometimes people out there. Then it's time to leave them, right? But most of the time, that was I experienced and could see is self-sabotaging processes going on, right? So it's ourselves, and that's what we are responsible and what we can control. We just need to stop it, and of course we need to learn how to stop it. But life is much easier and brighter once you learn that.
Yes, I want to share this with your audiences. You went through breast cancer. My wife and our family went through breast cancer, and we could have chosen to be angry.
Right.
We could have chosen to be resentful.
Yes.
And we didn't. And because we asked ourselves, what can we learn from this? What is it how can this help me for the better? And look, you have a podcast now, and because of that, you're a different person, you're stronger.
Yeah.
And myself, my wife, my family, we're closer together, we're closer to each other, we're closer to God, and we have this amazing conference coming up here on October 5th.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been happening if we would have been angry about it and become bitter. But most people become angry, they become bitter when these challenges, these troubles, these problems come into their lives. And when you become bitter, when you become angry, it blocks your creativity. It blocks all those great ideas. It blocks everything. Because you go from the creative side of your mind that produces all these great ideas to the destructive side where there's nothing. And if you focus on the negative, you're going to attract more negative. If you focus on destruction, if you focus on resentment, you're just going to attract more situations that way. So I have this question for your audience. I want to ask them that. When life's challenges come to you, ask yourself this question. What is the gift in this?
Mm-hmm.
When life's challenges come to you, these problems come and you feel like they're coming against you, ask yourself this question and say it out loud. What is the gift in this?
Yeah.
And I promise you, your subconscious mind, you're going to answer your own question and you're going to see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Because if I wouldn't have seen the gift in my wife having cancer, we wouldn't be able to give back to hundreds of women here in San Antonio on Saturday, October the 5th.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just we don't, of course, we don't want to have struggles, right? But it's exactly, I totally agree with you saying there, because yeah, it's a wake up, especially cancer. It's a wake up call. So I had 4 cancer illnesses, and well, yeah, it was a real big deal. And with the breast cancer, I had the problem. It was not only the breast cancer, but I have a pacemaker here by the heart. So a normal operation was not possible because all the lines going inside, right? So they couldn't cut here. So that's why I got shot by the laser. So not one problem occurring, but plenty of them. Yeah, but still you have to make the best out of it. And I was always questioning, what can I learn from it, right?
Yes. What's the gift in it? And you have to ask yourself that question. So we're going to have 6 speakers at the event. I'm so excited about it. It's going to be Saturday, October the 5th, here in San Antonio, Texas, at the Norris Center from 9 to 4. And you can go to Eventbrite and get the pictures there on Eventbrite. Tickets for yourself. We have VIP tickets and we have regular general admission. But I'm super excited. Just I feel that it's going to bring, because the name of the event is Finding Your Inner Beauty.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, and my wife had a double mastectomy. So when she had a double mastectomy, your outer beauty, sometimes you don't feel as beautiful as you are.
Yeah.
And you need to really tap into that inner beauty within yourself.
Right.
And a lot of us don't do that as men and women. And we start to question our identity. And like I would tell my wife, I said, honey, you're still beautiful. But she was changing twice a day, sometimes even 3 times a day, because she would put on a blouse and she didn't feel attractive, because your breasts are gone. But we've learned through it is that you got to find that inner beauty within yourself. And once you truly find that inner beauty, it gives you a little bit more peace and you have a more understanding of who it is. So that's why we got the name Finding Your Inner Beauty. And it's really going to be amazing. We're going to talk about we're going to have some powerful speakers there. Tina Holt coming in from Carolina. She's a 2-time breast cancer survivor. And we just really want to let women know that, hey, half of the speakers have been through what you've gone through, and they're going to make a difference in your life, because sometimes you just need somebody to believe in, or just that one more story of hope or inspiration to really push you over that edge to where, you know what, I can do this. I can really do this.
Right. And that's why, thanks so much for sharing this here, because this is very personal, Daniel. But we are sharing all these personal stories and examples here, not to tell you how much struggle it is, but to motivate you on the way people got out of it.
Yes.
That's how you can manage that. And that's totally the lesson in symptoms, right? So I went through school medicine for so many years, and my learning was they just want to cut, right, everything. So but there is a real point and message in the symptoms, and I got really I studied that so much to understand myself and my symptoms, and I was at a real big oval table like in White House with all my so-called enemies, right? We tend to call them enemies, the symptoms, because of course we don't want to have them, but they are already there. So better we get in touch with them and try to understand them and make them be seen and heard. So that, for me, that was my way to get out of the struggle there. And I put the heart and the breast and everything, whatever suffered, I put them all on the big table, and
so
bring them to awareness and to presence. Right?
And this comes to mind right now is a lot of the sicknesses out there, whether it's cancer, diabetes, arthritis, obesity. Yeah. A lot of these are byproducts. And what I've really learned is the fact that when you harbor unforgiveness in your heart, that unforgiveness in your heart becomes resentment. It becomes bitterness. Yeah. It becomes anger. Yeah. So it changes the chemistry of your body. It changes the way your body operates.
Yeah.
So instead of fighting on the side of the immune system, you're fighting on the side of the emotions, just trying to, whether you're fight or flight, and it's not healthy. Okay. You're kind of put yourself in a stressful environment, so your body not able to defend itself to operate.
Yeah.
And over the years, as you harbor that, it starts to crush not just your body, it starts to crush your soul. And that's why when you meet somebody, sometimes they're really angry or really bitter and they just lash out at you. Well, they don't realize that those emotions, those feelings that they're harboring, it's changing your body. It's changing it. And it's kind of like, put it this way. If there's no water, there's no mold, right? And here in Texas, there's a lot of houses sometimes after floods, there's mold in the houses, but it's because there's water.
Yeah.
Well, if there's no water, there's no mold. It doesn't have an environment to multiply itself, to grow.
Yeah.
Well, what you're doing when you harbor unforgiveness is you're producing that environment for these diseases, for this obesity to grow.
Yeah.
And once you release that unforgiveness, it just takes away all the heaviness, all that. And it brings a smile back to your face. But I want to say this to your audience. When you forgive somebody, you don't do it for them.
Exactly.
You do it for you. And I know this because as a child, as I was growing up, I was a very angry person when I was younger, in my teenage years and into my young 20s, is that I had a lot of anger towards my father. And one day I got so angry and I just cried out to God to help me understand what is going on here. And he just showed me that I had so much anger and resentment towards my dad in one specific part of my life. And when I released that, it's like the heaviness, the anger went away, not completely, but it went from, say, 100 degrees to 30 degrees, which is a big difference.
Yeah.
Because healing is a process. It doesn't not just going to happen all at one time at moments. But when you release that unforgiveness, this is for your audience too. You know, the hardest person to forgive is you. You, the audience person watching this right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Forgive yourself for the past mistakes. Forgive yourself for the past failures that you've done in life and let them go. Maybe you haven't been the husband that you want to be. Maybe you haven't been the wife that you thought. Maybe you haven't been the mom. It could be a lot of things. But when you forgive yourself, you realize that your self-worth rises up to another level.
Totally.
And you'll be amazed at what your Creator can do for you in life.
So glad you bring that up, Daniel, because I really know you to experience that. That's why we are talking about that. And it's like that. For my example, I had not an easy childhood because my parents separated and divorced. And long story short, my love dad left me because he left my mom. But then also me. And I'm 52 now, and I carried that until my fourth cancer illness, which was at 48, inside, right? I caged it that deep, so I couldn't reach it no more, right? It's a process, and it's not just gone like that. Well, we installed it for 50 years, right? So it's sort of silly to think, we are working on that one time and it's gone. Probably not. It takes a little time, but it's absolutely possible. So what would your approach be on that? As a tip for our listeners here, how could they handle the negative emotions installed in our system in order to free up and fly?
Well, this is something that it's kind of amazing you bring this up, because something that I've really been doing is find whether it's whether you're a Christian or whether you're just whatever you believe in, or it could even be an affirmation.
Yes.
Because this is what happens is those thoughts become habits in our minds. That becomes a thought pattern in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
And when those emotions of anger, those emotions of resentment come up, and you already know that you forgave somebody, tell yourself that scriptures, tell yourself that Bible words, tell yourself that affirmation. It might be something as simple that, you know what, I choose to be happy today. I choose to forgive. Yeah. But I don't just say it one time. So for me, this is what I do, right? So sometimes when I find myself in that state of mind that I don't say I'm not as grateful as I should be, I'm getting angry at somebody, or just that old thought pattern comes up, I stop it right away. And I just catch myself and I say, I choose to have a grateful heart today. I choose to have a grateful heart today. I choose to have a grateful heart today. And I repeat that to myself 5-6 times, and it interrupts the thought pattern in your mind.
Right.
It changes it.
Yes.
So next thing you know, you find yourself and you're like, wow, it really calms you down. Right? So that's tip number 1. So find a saying, find a quote, find something that you can repeat to yourself that goes with what you want to, where you want to move to. Me, I want to have a more grateful heart. So I tell myself, I choose to have a grateful heart. I choose to have a grateful heart.
Right. And the good thing is you could do it anywhere, even on the toilet at work. Right? The thing is to step out of the confrontation, right?
Yes. And another thing, if it permits, something that people don't realize is when somebody gets defensive, when they get angry, right away, by human nature, we get in that fight posture, right? We tense up. We want to defend ourselves. And when you find yourself that you're getting really just your temperature's going up and you're getting upset, and you find yourself that unforgiveness wants to come back in, or your emotions take over, your thought patterns, just sit down and lay down. When you cannot be angry when you're laying down, it disturbs the process of rising up. It stops it.
Yeah.
So just lay down, loosen your body. Or maybe if you're at work, just fall to your chair and just close your eyes and relax and just let your body loosen up. And when you loosen up, it releases the tension inside your physical body. It changes you. It's kind of like you shock your body, and it's like, well, what's going on? I want to be angry. And it's like, no, I'm not going to be here fighting. I'm going to be just loosening up your body.
Yeah. And it brings you to presence also, and breathing, right?
Yeah. I mean, it just, when you loosen your body, when you're at work, you just gotta release your body and just kind of just be, let it be lazy, let it just be, and just maybe just put your head back and say those affirmations. But if you're at the house or you're in a situation where it allows, lay down on that couch, lay down on your bed, and just really, you're gonna be like, what's going on here? And your body's gonna be like, oh, I want to be upset, and just lay down and just start saying that quote, that verse, that affirmation to yourself. No, you know what? I choose to be happy today. I choose to walk in peace today. Whatever it may be, but say that to yourself 5 or 6 times, and it disrupts the thought patterns. Because you have to reprogram your mind, but most people don't take the time to really, you have to say it. Let me share this with your audience. This is true in the fact that when you say it out loud, you're confessing it. You're prophesying over yourself. You're declaring it, and there's power in that, because your own subconscious mind, it recognizes your voice, right? Yeah. And people say, "Well, what do you mean?" Yeah, it's kind of like when a mother carries the baby in her womb for 9 months. Well, it's proven scientifically, when the baby comes out, the baby recognizes the voice of the mother right away. Yeah. Exactly. And they gravitate towards the mom because they know the voice of the mom, because the vibration of the mother's voice travels through her body, and it travels to the baby. Well, your own subconscious mind knows the voice of who you are. Yeah. So when you say it over and over, your subconscious mind says, this must be true. Yeah. I am living in peace. I choose to forgive.
Yeah.
I love myself.
Yeah.
I have a grateful heart. And the key is you have to say it at least 5 or 6 times. And as you continue to say that 5 or 6 times, you disrupt those neurons, those thought patterns that you have. Because no matter what, we all build habits and we all build that mindset. And the only way to change that thinking that we have is you have to disrupt it. And that is through repetition, repetition, repetition.
Mm-hmm. So great, Daniel. Love it. Because I always love to share some actionable tips the listeners can do right away, right? So that's just, you can implement the next second, right?
Yeah, and it works. I mean, believe me, the tips that I'm telling you, I use them because it's proven. It changes the state of your body. When you change the state of your body, instead of being in fight zone or clenching up or just being angry or you're like, you know what, let me just, you shock your body goes, what? And it does take practice. It's not going to be perfect the first time you do it, but do it.
Yeah.
And I tell you, because these ideas, I implement them in who I am. And it makes me just, it helps me to respond instead of react in a defensive mode. And when you respond in a more loving and caring way to the situation that's around you, instead of reacting in anger and bitterness and in your own selfishness, instead of reacting in that selfishness, you're like, okay, let me just respond. Let me take a step back and let me see. And when you do that, you come back 5 minutes later, you're like, okay, you have a different state. You have a different approach.
Yeah, totally. So glad you bring that up, because that's really something the listeners can apply and work on it. And if we make it a daily practice, right, it becomes easier with each day we practice that, right? Yes. So as a habit, and then it just be on the flow whenever we realize, there might be an issue. Just step back into that and become aware, become present. And the other thing what I stopped is worrying about things I cannot change, right? So I stopped being in other people's shit, like Darren Hardy always does that. Yeah, I stopped watching the media because it's just catastrophe out there, right? They don't really show lovely things, but it's whatever crime and things, and I don't want to put my hat on that, right? And so we always have the choice what we spend our time and our precious consciousness on, right? You can choose that. It's our turn, right? And if we, and of course, many people do that, and I was into that case before my transformation also, is to worry about things that might happen in the next century, right? Yeah, but it's bullshit, because that it's not only that it doesn't help, it hurts. Right? Too much expectations on whatever, right? And even worse, negative expectations. They sooner or later they will kill us, right? I have the experience.
I actually teach on that. 99% of the things that we worry about never happen. 99%. Yeah. 99% of the things that we worry about never happen.
Yeah. And that's how we are killing ourselves, right? And I had that thing. I have 2 sons riding the motorbike, and of course that is dangerous. And the first time the hospital called at 11 at night, that's not a good sign, right? And it turned out really bad. And then I was sort of, I don't want them to ride the motorbike. And I was, and I realized that and said, what's going on? And I was very in advance in the sort of, worried mode. And I realized that's so bad for me. And even my expectation, something might happen, because the traffic out there is crazy, and with a motorbike, if you have a crash, it's over, right? So but that made the situation even worse, not better, right? So
well, you said something profound there. You said something a little while ago. I want to encourage your audience to do this. I want to encourage your audience to stop watching the nightly news. Like here in the States, we have a 9 o'clock or a 10 o'clock news. Cut the news out of your life. Because what the news does, what media does, it feeds on your fear factor. If they can put you in a state of fear in your mindset, you're going to watch the media. You're going to watch the news. That's why when they put the news out there, it's edited and it's done in a way to manipulate your mindset, to get you scared. That way you watch, what's going on? What's going on? Right. The more you watch this the more you watch this negative news, well, you're just taking in that that information in your mind, you're programming your mind, and then when you're doing it right before you go to bed, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, terrible.
That's the worst thing you can do. So before you go to bed, cut the news out, cut any type of media, just cut it out. And the best thing you can do for you is to really write down or have these affirmations or these sayings within your mindset. Let that be the last thing that you read. And what I would really encourage your audience to do is not just to really write down or really say out loud 5 affirmations or 5 goals that they want for their life, but really just take 5 minutes and just really envision the future that they want to have for themselves. Really envision the life they want to have. Like for myself, I envision myself speaking to an audience of 10,000 people. I see that and I envision it. I see my logos on the screens. I hear everybody yelling. And so right before you go to bed, that thought is in your subconscious mind. So guess what your mind thinks about and brews? Hey, this must be true, because our subconscious mind doesn't know what's real or what's imagination.
Yeah.
So once you start playing that film, that video in your subconscious mind, it starts to create the opportunities that you need to get you to where you're going.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you focus on the negative of people getting shot or people getting run over or whatever in car accidents, well, you start attracting that to yourself even more.
Yeah.
And you focus on that fear. Well, guess what? Video is playing in the back of your subconscious mind. You start attracting those things that lead to fear, that lead to the life that you don't want. So cut out the news media, cut it out. And just write 5 goals, 5 affirmations right before you go to bed. It's just a 10-minute exercise that's going to change your life by doing that. And then go to bed.
Yeah. So wonderful. I just love it, because we are just like ping pong playing the ball here, and it's just exactly like that. And so not only to say what to do, right? But I always love to explain what's the thing behind it. Once we understand why we do what we do and why it might be bad for ourselves, it's easier to change, right? And to transform. And it's manageable.
Yeah, well, just think about it. Earlier we were talking about a child. And when you have that childlike faith, that childlike imagination, I mean, kids, going back to when they're 5 or 6, they don't know any better. They're innocent, they're pure. So they can have the best time with the marker, right? With dirt. They can play with the rock and be there all day, and they can make their own little city or whatever. But the child's imagination, they have a broomstick and they're riding a horse. And we all experience that, because think about this. When we were kids, our tooth would fall out and we would wait for the tooth fairy, and we believed in that. We were just innocent. We didn't know any better. So just the way you use your imagination as a child to believe in the tooth fairy, to believe in Santa Claus, that Santa Claus really is going to come and give you some gifts, or that, that I can be that cop and robber, I can be that, whatever it is that you wanted to play, that I was in the spaceship, or whatever it may be as you play these games as a child, we used our imagination. And the reason we don't excel in life, the reason our life is so mundane and it's just filled within this, we like you said, we cage it, Well, it's because we don't use our imagination. And the best way to release your future life, the best way to release it is to have that imagination, envision the life that you want to have, and really just do it on a regular basis. And you're going to see your life's going to change. Because when you close your eyes, you open your heart, you open your mindset, you open your imagination, and you're like, wow, this could really happen for me. And it can. Yeah. And I'm not saying this happy-go-lucky thoughts, but really envision yourself. Like for me, I really envision myself speaking to an audience of 10,000 people this year. I see the stage, I see the people, I see the lights, and I feel it like, wow. Yeah. But if you don't capture yourself in that moment, you're never going to be in that, you're never going to give yourself that opportunity.
Yeah. Wonderful. Just love it, the interview here with you. So then, what else should we cover? What else is important for you to cover here?
Yeah,
I'm just watching the time a little bit. It's running like crazy.
It's already been 45 minutes, but I think the main thing is if you really focus and put your effort to something, to your idea, it's going to start to grow.
Yeah.
And I don't want your audience to get discouraged because it's not easy. It's not easy starting your business. It's not easy going to school and maybe you're going to go get your doctorate degree or whatever it may be. It's never easy. But just know that as you plant those seeds, the soil lines here, your seeds here, everything takes time to germinate, to grow. And just the way that dirt is above that seed that's right here, you have this much dirt. Mm-hmm. Well, that dirt, the fact that the seed has to push through the dirt, that's what makes the roots stronger. Mm-hmm. And once that plant, that seed ups through and it germinates, it starts to grow, it has to create a stem. Well, that adversity, that struggle of it pushing through the dirt to pop up, that's your life. Mm-hmm. The things that we go through are only designed to make us stronger, mm-hmm. more aware, better people, more passionate. Because think about it this way. If the seed was there and there was no struggle and it just popped up, its own weight of the plant would make it collapse because the stem wouldn't be strong enough, right?
Right.
So that stem represents your character, represents you. That's why here in the States, over 90% of the people that win the lottery, a lot of money, their life collapses and they're worse off 3 years later because they don't have the character, they don't have the stem, They don't have the capacity to carry that.
Yeah.
So don't resist and don't downplay small beginnings because we all have to start somewhere. But the thing is, when you start small, those humble beginnings, the things here at the bottom, you need to develop those because those are the skills you're going to need here on top.
Right.
When you do go to that other area of your life, when your business starts to grow, when organization starts to grow, you need things you're learning here is what's going to help you here. Because if you don't develop those characters here, you get here, you're just going to collapse. You're going to kind of crush under your own weight.
Right. Yeah, it's really necessary to build the foundation down there, right? Otherwise, everything collapses, right? It's not in the States. I think this is a worldwide phenomenon. It's here in Germany, it's completely the same. Because the people don't know how to behave, right?
Yeah, what they want, they want that instant gratification, and you're not going to get that instant gratification. Because I've seen many people rise too fast, and they crumble and fall, or you compromise your character, you compromise your integrity. And when you compromise your integrity, you can, let me say this, you can lie to anybody you want to or be dishonest, but you know the truth. And it's not what you do when everyone's watching, it's what you do when no one's watching.
Yeah.
Right? It's not what you do when everyone's watching you, it's what you do when no one is watching you.
Yeah.
Because that's going to determine the future of your life and what way your life goes.
Exactly.
People wonder, why is my business not growing? Why can't I do this? How come my podcast isn't doing this? How come, my relationships ain't where they need to be? It's because it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. It's a law of the universe. Whatever you sow, whatever seeds you sow in life, you're going to reap them. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. Whatever seeds you sow in life, you're going to reap them. Mm-hmm. So if you sow a seed of compromise, of dishonesty, of lies and cheating, well, it's going to come back to you. Right. You're going to grow your own weight. Right. But if you sow seeds of helping people, if you sow seeds of valuing people and generally caring and really trying to appreciate your customers, your clients, your wife, your husband, your children, it's going to come back to you. It goes back to the law of the universe. Whatever you sow, you're going to reap.
Yeah, right. It's exactly that. And plenty of us women, right, they, me included, we are sort of the helping type, and we try to fix and perform everything for everybody in the family, the kids, the husband, whatever, right? But we are living sort of other people's lives, and that means not lying to them, but lying to us, and constantly, right?
Yes.
So I didn't lie on the outside, but one of my core issues was I love it harmonic, and I can feel other people's feelings, right? I'm very empathic. So if I had to say no to something, I knew and I felt his feelings, right? So I tried, I didn't have no boundaries, and I couldn't say no to anything. So that was my bloody mistake, and I had to learn that really the hard way, right? To do that, because by not doing this, to say no and to set up boundaries for myself, I was all over the place. I was helping and giving and whatever everywhere, and I was running empty. Out of an empty glass, there's nothing to drink, right? Yeah. It's just like that, and that is why we have to love ourselves first, because if we don't do it, our husband will not be able to do it, right? So we are always in the first place, because we are together with ourselves probably the whole life, right? It's just like it is. And to live other people's life and to try to please other people by meaning not doing what we want is just equal to lying to ourselves, right?
And another reason I think is remember, you have to build your foundation, like you said. And one of the main keys, besides forgiving people and really letting those emotions go, is to just be grateful. And I'm guilty of this because the way my personality is I'm always looking for the next speaking engagement. I'm always looking for the next workshop. And in looking forward so much, we forget how far we've come from the back.
Yeah.
And take time to look back and see how far you've come.
Yeah.
And to really be thankful, because how can we be entrusted with more if we don't even have that gratefulness in our heart for what we have right now?
Yeah.
And something that blocks us from going to that next area of our lives, that next level in life, that promotion. How can we be promoted? Because the law of promotion says if you're not grateful for what you have, how can you be entrusted with more?
Right. Yeah, but then people come up and say, if you're a millionaire, it's easy to be grateful. Yeah, but that's not the goal. The goal is to be grateful for whatever is, right? And it might be some struggle or obstacle or whatever, because it's there for a special reason. So it's a wake-up call, or something to learn out of it. And to be a millionaire and to be grateful is easy, right? Everybody could do that.
Well,
the tough action in that is not bright and brilliant, and still find something like the sun is shining, like we have this amazing interview, like you have a lovely kids or partner or the dog or whatever, we can find something.
Well, let me give you
words, right?
Let me give you and your audience a gold nugget. Whatever you worry about, you're not grateful for. Whatever you worry about in your life, you're not grateful for it.
Mm.
So if you worry about money, you're not grateful for the money that you have. If you worry about, for me, it was speaking engagements, about getting more. Well, then I haven't been grateful. And because I remember that when I first started speaking, I think at first I applied like at 70 gigs, 70 speaking engagements, and not one got approved. And then once I got to the next level and I got hired, I never forget, I was crying. I was thankful, thanking God for that first one. And I really felt the gratefulness. But then as they started coming in more and more and more, I wasn't as grateful as I was the first time.
Mm.
And you're like, well, how come I'm not, what's changed? Well, you started taking those speaking engagements, those leadership workshops for granted, instead of truly being grateful for them. And you lose that gratitude, that thankfulness that you had from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to train yourself to always be in that present mindset of being thankful for it, for being alive, and it's not, you don't have to be a millionaire, but just really being thankful that you have a guest for your podcast, that you have an audience, whether you have 100 viewers or 1,000 listeners or 10,000, or when you're grateful for the hundreds, God will bless you with the thousands. When you're grateful for the thousands, God will bless you with the millions.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
that's incredible what you're sharing here for takeaways for our listeners, David. It's just amazing. I'm totally flashed.
yes.
So
yes.
But unfortunately, we still have to come to an end because I know you're busy and I have the next interview coming up here, and we're just talking for 1 hour and we could go on till tomorrow. But
so what I did for your audience is a lot of these great ideas. I use them in my confidence coaching. Yeah. So right now on my webpage, if they go to DanielGomezSpeaker.com, on my homepage, I set it up. DanielGomezSpeaker.com. Just click on the 30-day transformational program. I have it on sale for your audience right now at $197. And that's a 30-day high-definition videos, everything already included. And once they register, I'm going to email them the free growth workbook to go with it. So they're going to get the workbook. So that's what I want to give back to your audience. I know additional costs. The workbook's going to be free. I usually sell that when I do my trainings in person, but I'm going to give them to that for free. But just go to DanielGomezSpeaker.com, and I have my 30-day transformational program on there for sale for $197 for your audience.
I'm so grateful for that, Daniel. I will mention everything in the show notes because listeners might be on the run or on the go and not be able to write it down. So I will put everything in the show notes. Should I put the event too?
Yes, please, if you don't mind. Yeah. Okay. Yes, it's on in the States. It's under Eventbrite, and they just put Finding Your Inner Beauty. It should pop up there here, Eventbrite.
Yeah, I have the link because I have you on Facebook. I just continue.
Yes, yeah, that'd be great if you could do that. That'd be awesome.
Okay, great. Sure, we do that. So thanks so much for being here. I'm really honored, and I think we shared so much takeaways our listeners can easily apply.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been an amazing time with you, and you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you. God bless you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Fly Nation, thanks for listening in today to this awesome episode number 8 with the brilliant Daniel Gomez, inspiring us to be who we are and go for our dreams. Almost all of us dream to be the leader of our own destiny. Unfortunately, only few succeed. I hope you got new inspiration on going for your dreams no matter what. Feel free to share the Fly podcast with your friends who might also profit from the great tips. Don't forget to subscribe to be sure to catch your next success story with the amazing Art Costello. The interview with Art shows how to transform your life. This is a must-listen episode you don't want to miss. Please rate and review either on freestyleyourlifepodcast.com or on your favorite podcast directory, such as iTunes, Stitcher, or Spotify. You can always find all links and recaps in the show notes description on freestyleyourlifepodcast.com. Have a great day and go for your dreams. Remember, Fly Nation, break free and fly. Talk to you next week. Bye.